G'day guys, so today we are talking all about the standing calf raise. One of the one of the more used pieces of equipment, however, potentially not used to its most capable. Now, I can't really say too much about growing calf muscles because I haven't got too many, but there are a few little tips and tricks you can use in order to fuel your calf muscles a great deal more. So, right, let's talk firstly about, should I do heavy loads or should I do lighter loads? Now, the literature will tell you that that you can grow muscle in any range, right? And that's true. However, let's think more about what we're doing per day with our calf muscles, and that is we're constantly walking and we're constantly on top of them, okay, or using them, should I say, not on top of them. Well, yeah, we are on top of them, but we're using them. So because of that constant bombardment and that constant use, their endurance is actually quite high. So when it gets to doing rep ranges of 20, 30, so on, you might find that potentially they're so accustomed to going for so long that we may not get as much growth out of that as possible. So what I'm suggesting is that we always go nice and heavy, and the reason being is because now we're changing the stimulus from a constant movement pattern to now getting up and doing loads that we're not used to doing, because obviously we weigh as much as we weigh, and then it's very rarely that we're going to get up onto our calves, do a load that's a lot heavier than what we weigh. Right, so that there is my personal opinion. If you find you get really good calf growth from doing higher volume, lighter weights, it's fine. But yes, I do suggest that we load up. Now, next thing, very popular pair of shoes within the gym is your Connies. Some of the greatest pairs of shoes. However, what you need to realize is the Connie, especially the high top Connie, is designed for ankle stability because obviously it comes up and over the ankle joint. However, when it comes to a calf press, we want to be able to go all the way down, all the way up. Now you can see that I'm restricted in this. So the first point that you would want to do when it comes to your calf raises is actually either do one or two things. One, take off your shoes, okay, or two, loosen them right off, so that way then when you go about doing your calf raises, that they are not going to impact your range of motion, okay? So nice and loosey-goosey, and away we go. Now, another thing too, our Achilles tendon is what connects our calf muscles to the bottom of our feet in order to perform what they call plantar flexion, right? Think of yourself planting your foot on the ground, pedal to the metal. That's what the Achilles tendon does. The Achilles tendon is awfully strong, which is why when people break them, you hear them and it sounds like a gunshot, it goes bang, right? And that's because of the amount of tension that's in it. Now, why do we say that? Well, whenever someone does this type of exercise in their calf, they bounce. And that's what the Achilles tendon is designed to do. It's designed to bounce so that we jump, we sprint, and we take off, right? It's a decelerator and accelerator at the same time. So if you think about planting your foot, you absorb force here, and then when you push off, it's your Achilles tendon that's driving that force. It's a spring. So why is that? Why do we care about that in our calf raises? Is because a lot of people will get to the bottom section of it and they'll pop straight back up. We want to pause. We want to stop that momentum altogether so we can gain as much as we possibly can through our feet. Now, also setting up. We need to start thinking about the process that our toes and our feet are going to act as our hands, like we would in a bicep curl or a dumbbell row or anything like that, right? So now we need to kind of think about, okay, so what am I doing with my feet in order to gain the most amount of contraction through my calves? A lot of people just stand there and go up and down and kind of, they use it as a leverage point. So they go like this and up and this and up, right? We need to start thinking about gripping the ground. And how we're going to do that is by using the first 2 points of our 3 points of contact with our feet. So those who don't know the 3 points of contact, the first 2 points are up on our toes, oddly enough. It's the top portion of the calf press, or calf raise. And also the third point is rocking back onto our heels, so that's point 3. So 1 and 2, 1 is in line with your big toe, 2 is in line with your pinky toe, 3 is rocking back onto your heels. Right, now that we know this, we also want to create a slight bit of external rotation so we can really feel the feet gripping the ground. Now, for those who don't know, external rotation through the hip is simply this motion here. Now, obviously we can't move the foot, but we can screw it in or feel like we're screwing it in, and you'll feel that your feet are gripping the ground a great deal more. So, let's combine all this knowledge together. When you set up, let's screw our feet into your bench and really get a good feel for those toes. Now we want those heels off the edge, obviously, so that we can drop down and get that full range, but we don't want to lose it so that we're hinging off the edge, all right? We don't want these toes in the air. They want to be locked on, down, feel the stretch, drive back up. So let's do this now. So screw it in, and we're gonna actually also, because we are screwing in, we're gonna engage our backside. So we're going to squeeze our butt cheeks together, and this will create really strong stability all the way through our body. We also want to pull our shoulder blades back and down. Okay, so now we are completely stable through the entire body, and it's only our calf muscles doing the work. So from here, we're going to drop down, feel a stretch, but we're not going to let those toes come off. So again, drop down, feel the stretch, toes not off, gripping the ground. From this position, we're going to come all the way up, squeeze hard. Okay, get to the top point right up there. And then from this position, we're going to come back down, stop, don't bounce, okay? Stop, drive back up. Control, stop, drive back up. And already you will feel your calves, come alive, okay? That there, team, is how you want to go about doing a standing calf raise. And to get these little bad boys huge.